At age 18, I moved across the country alone for 1 year. I thought this should be fine, right? No parents, no friends, a complete restart. I didn't expect what I'll explain in this video. 365 days. Why would I do this? Some would call it torture, but I call it contract survival. Potentially losing $5,000. So let's start from the beginning, the decision. 2020, the year when the world went crazy. Everyone was in their house, watching TV or working. Well, one night I was playing games with my friends, and I got a text. Suddenly I got a text from, let's call him Mike, a friend I met in school, and he asked, want to start a YouTube channel? Of course, as a bored teenager in lockdown, I agreed. But Stic, what does this have to do with socializing? It's exactly how I got in the bad position. An average person would call me crazy, moving across the country with no friends, family, or connections. But it'll make sense, let's keep going. We started this channel posting little animations together. It was just a hobby. But after a while, my friend ghosted me, stopping the channel for good. I was devastated. I started my own channel and everything blew up. I'm not even kidding. At age 15, I was being glazed by my friends. I had so much aura in school. Is it starting to make sense? Big money, no responsibility. Fast forward 2 years to the decision. I finally was 18 and graduated. Do I stay home or chase the dream life? Fast cars, pretty girls, beautiful city. What's not to love? So I booked my tickets, flew across the country, and got dropped off. Welcome to heaven. Sign the contract and enjoy. 365 days, the timer started. Now, to paint the picture, I had 2 bedrooms and a living room, where I either slept or worked. First few days went as expected. It was the start of summer, so I went out, got some food, and went home. I had this rush of being independent and having freedom for once. Little foreshadow, it gets worse. Just wait and see. For the first 20 days, it was all the same. Wake up, go to the store, get food, and come home. But one day I checked my email. My aunt had sent me $100 for a DoorDash card, a gift from graduation. Now, what's the worst that could happen? Free $100 of food is a steal. It's literally free. So 30 minutes later, my food had arrived. 2 buttons later, I had Chipotle. Whoa, ring. Wow, that's quick. I kept ordering more and more. Zoom out for a second. Eating food was the one time where I'd leave my apartment and get some fresh air. Instead, now I'd wake up, eat, shower, work, sleep, like a hamster trapped in his cage. And over time, it got worse. Around 30 days in, I became self-conscious. Was I not attractive enough to have friends? Looking in the mirror, taking photos of myself, trying to improve anything possible. Just in that year alone, I probably took 100,000 photos. I deleted most of them, but here's a few. I created a civil war in myself, thinking I wasn't good enough, falling deeper and deeper down the hole. To express myself, I started singing my feelings. Now, it's kind of cringe, but have a listen.
I haven't found them yet. I don't know if they exist. Maybe I'm alone in this pile of shit.
That is legit how I felt 60 days in. The story gets much worse, just keep watching. After about 60 days, I didn't leave my apartment besides walking to get mail. Also, I drove around less since no one would save me if I crashed my car. Weather also became colder and roads were icier. For the next 300 days, I was in my apartment. As you'd expect, my self-consciousness grew, and so did my acne. The self-battle made me pick at my skin, leaving acne scars and worse acne. At this point, life felt like it was single player, and people were the enemies. Think about it this way, 2 months completely disconnected from real life, no human connection. I wasn't used to seeing humans like they didn't exist in my world. Outside, I'd hear weird noises that would shock me since my schedule was consistent. My heart would also race hearing people walk upstairs or even through walls. That brings us to 86 days where I found a new addiction, corn. After being paranoid, I wanted a secure feeling of love. It started with seeing beautiful women online to imagining myself with them through corn. It was a very dark time as you'd expect, and watching gave me a false feeling of love. This addiction filled the social void at the time, imagining I was with a girl. I was not happy. I was making the most money in my life, and all alone. I found a journal I made at the time, and luckily didn't delete it. Day 1, November 8th, 2023. Some things in life are disappointing. People. They were never supposed to be the highlight. It's pretty long, so I won't read it, but you can tell I was scared of people, like they were the enemies. Throughout the days, I would just call my parents and friends, but I got desperate. That's until I learned about a voice chat game. Basically, while playing, I could talk with players and I'd try making friends. However, this only numbed the true problem of just going outside. I could have went to the store, a restaurant, I don't know, and met someone. But here I was on a video game asking, where do you live? After like a week, I had my first online talking stage. Let's call her Emily. But Emily was from Sweden, and I was not, of course. We began to talk 6 hours a day and really got along. However, I still craved a real girl and was alone. Over time, I lost more and more touch with the real world. I'd still spend full nights staring at my camera trying to fix myself. Maybe I was going crazy. After 1 month of chatting, we split apart. That night was the lowest I'd ever been. I put everything in that relationship because I only had me before. I sat on my couch and realized I was back to before. Looking in the mirror, I said, "What am I doing?" I flew across the country to meet people and it got worse. I was still trapped in a contract and had 6 months until the end. It didn't help that my city's average age was 60.5. That brought me to dating apps. Instead of meeting people from Sweden, they'd be like 30 minutes away. It's perfect. There was one problem though. All my pictures were selfies. To get hella matches, you need to look professional or be a model. And there's no one to take my pictures. I mean, desperate times make desperate measures. So I literally stacked my phone on chairs, tissue boxes, and more. After spending a whole day taking decent photos, I made accounts on 3 apps. If you've enjoyed this story so far, please like and subscribe. It gets better. After making the account, I went to bed and woke up to 5 matches. Maybe I could finally socialize. But these people were not my type. One girl had knives, another one posted being blackout drunk, and I'm just a chill guy. Sure, I was desperate, but I'm not trying to get stabbed or robbed. So, long story short, the dating apps didn't work. At this point, I lost hope for dating. I couldn't drive without risk, and where would I even meet people? Since I didn't go to college or work, it was a huge challenge. And once you lose hope, you lose everything. This started my chronically online era, probably around day 230. Internet, sleep was my schedule. I played these really grindy games to take my mind off things. Also, I slept in a beanbag since I knew no one was coming over. It was low-key comfortable though. At this point, life was a cycle, and I didn't socialize anymore, becoming this emotionless pile of flesh. However, after a few months, I decided to throw away the trash. I probably had 2 to 3 months where I stacked garbage bags. It was finally time. I paced around my room, worrying if I'd see anyone, maybe my landlord or a cute girl. But finally, I went outside and couldn't believe my eyes. It felt like another world. It felt like life was a video game, and the internet was the world. All the cars felt fake, as if they were spawned in or something. It just didn't feel real to me. After I ran inside from the adrenaline, I sat on my couch for an hour with my eyes closed. I realized I'd been missing out, but wasn't sure how to change. I told my parents I wanted out of the contract and that it wasn't for me. It cost thousands of dollars. Was it worth it? At this point, I didn't care. I had my first wake-up call that life needed to change. So we cashed out maybe like 2 months early and I came back home. It was a glimmer of hope that I could fix my situation and be normal again. I fixed my acne scars, made some friends, and life got better. You'd think a mountain view, nice weather, and money's all you need. But without the people, everything felt empty and dull. Life isn't single player, and humans are supposed to be social animals. So go out, make memories with those you love, because in the end, we will only have memories. If you enjoyed, please like and sub. It means a lot.